Hello, my name is Dayan Siebra, and today we're going to talk specifically to you who asked a lot about lard. Many people asked me for this video. Dayan talks about lard. There was a time when mankind only consumed animal fat, and it was at the beginning of the 20th century that the history of vegetable oil fat began, to the point where it was almost completely replaced. You must remember that your grandmother, your great-grandmother, often preserved meat in a vat of pork fat, and your grandmother, your great-grandmother, I don't know, your great-great-grandmother. She didn't have heart problems, she didn't have cholesterol, she didn't have heart attacks, she didn't have any of those things, and for a long time it was spread throughout the world that vegetable oil was wonderful, including jars, flowers, sunflowers, lots of healthy plants, and the most incredible things in the world. And the villain was animal fat, lard. Was that it clogged the arteries, it clogged the veins, it was bad for your health, soybean oil.
Hey you guys, are you enjoying our content? Why I'm asking this? Because according to our channel analysis, 97% of the people who watch us are not subscribed to the channel. Do you believe this? So I sincerely ask, if you have liked our content, subscribe to our channel. Let's make this content reach everyone around the world, and let's make this a healthier world, okay? So subscribe our channel and God bless you.
Look at that, aluminum can soybean oil. Sometimes you could see the rust on the outside. It was healthier than lard, but was it? Could this really be true? Until 1911, there were no records of acute myocardial infarction in the United States, and it was in that year that vegetable oil was introduced. Dr. Paul White carried out a study which found that in 1939, there were 300 cases of acute myocardial infarction. And by 1960, there were already more than 30,000 cases of acute myocardial infarction. There are many products on the market that claim to be healthy, but only time will show the real situation and the true face of these products. And vegetable oils follow this rule. Over the last 60 years, false experts have led us to believe that vegetable oil is good for our health. Not only that, but they also said that lard should be banned from our diet. What nonsense. Until the first decades of the 20th century, everyone cooked with lard, without any question. The oil that we use every day for cooking, which most people don't use coconut oil, when it's heated excessively, because it takes a long time to do it, to fry, to cook, it contains a large set of toxins that are harmful to our bodies, such as free radicals that are carcinogenic. Did you know that? That vegetable oil can cause cancer, and especially when consumed over the long term. Lard, however, reaches the temperature to fry something more quickly. In other words, it takes less time to fry, even saving you gas. That's why it will cook more quickly, fry more quickly, and be healthier for you. Between the lard used by your great-grandmother and vegetable oil, 1,000 times lard. That vegetable oil you see beautifully on the supermarket shelves needs a hydrogenated fat to keep it there for several months. And when a food is hydrogenated, it becomes an anti-nutrient, in other words, poison. Many people are getting sick from consuming vegetable oils, and there are still people who say, but I take canola oil. Canola. Do you know, if there's a plant called canola or a fruit called canola, there's no such thing as canola. It's an acronym. So it's a Canadian with a low acid content, and it's allergic acid. And allergic acid is a poison that kills, except that this canola oil comes with a small amount of allergic acid. In other words, you don't die instantly, but you die after consuming it for 10 to 15 years. You know what he dies of? Heart failure. Because this oil damages the heart. All right, you use coconut oil. Okay, wonderful. But you know that the oil comes from the coconut. But I use soybean oil. So at least you know it comes from soybeans. But canola, you don't even know where it comes from, and you're paying a lot for it. So the question many people ask is, can lard cause heart disease? Is it bad for your healthy? The answer is no. Although animal fat is considered beneficial for arterial health, the same cannot be said for vegetable fat. A noteworthy scientific study conducted on 458 men who experienced heart conditions such as angina revealed the contrasting effects of these two types of fat. Upon closely monitoring, researchers noticed that individuals who made the transition from consuming animal fat to using vegetable oil experienced twice the number of deaths as those who consumed lard. And lard also contains other nutrients for health, such as B vitamins, vitamin C, as well as minerals such as phosphorus and iron. And one remarkable thing is that lard is sugar-free, great for, that's right, diabetics. It also contains a low amount of sodium, so it's also good for hypertensive patients and people who retain fluid. Lard has a perfectly balanced composition with approximately 40% saturated fat and around 45% monounsaturated fat. It includes a rich composition of healthy fats. And did you know that lard is good against depression? Lard is rich in oleic acid, a fat whose consumption is directly linked to the prevention of depression. By eating lard, cooking something in lard, frying something in lard, you're giving your body this oleic acid that will help you reduce the risk of one day falling into depression, especially if you already have a family history of this devastating illness. Embrace warmly, lead a healthy lifestyle, live passionately, and now with affection in your heart as well. A big hug for everyone.